So thank you for having me. Should I start the video? Uh, yes, do it, please. Okay. Thank you for having me here today. It's my pleasure to be together with you, and I would like to present today Ansible Automation Platform, which is the automation solution from Red Hat. My name is Jacek Skrzynski, and I'm a solution architect at Red Hat, responsible mainly for the automation landscape, basically. So the infrastructure, but mainly concentrates on automation platform. So that's why I'm here today. So let's get started then. Let me just switch my counter so I will be or will not. I will keep the time and try to finish on time. So what we know already from the automation perspective, it's that we already do automation, of course. And whenever I go to different customers for different regions, for different countries, they already do automation. But the problem here is that most of our automation efforts are actually closed in silos. So if anyone from the basically Linux administrators does the automation, he or she does this for himself or herself. So it's really rare when we exchanging that between each other. And of course, the automation concept at all is not a new thing. We know it for quite some time. We are dealing with our custom scripts with maybe some different technologies inside our organizations. But the real challenge regarding automation is to actually break a silo, or maybe better, to connect different teams to be able to share their automation between each other. So this is actually the main benefits, going a little bit further, not only for ourselves purposes, for our own purposes, but also to be able to maintain and also share our automation between different teams, different parties. So that's the idea. So why Red Hat Automation Platform? And the automation platform from Red Hat brings different values. It's actually a complete solution, but let's start from the beginning, from the Ansible, from the principles. So Ansible as a technology for the automation has like three main principles here. First of all, it's agentless. So I will start from right. First of all, it's agentless. Why it is so important? It is so important because we would like to, whenever we are thinking about automation, we would like to start it right away. We don't want to study for a long time. Don't want to change. First of all, don't want to change our platforms, our ecosystem too much. Actually, we don't want to change it at all. We would like to automate them as they are. So that's why agentless is so important, because we don't need to add any change to our environment. We're gonna use actually Ansible. We're gonna use the native protocols for the automation purposes. So whenever we're gonna talk to Linux or Windows or maybe some other platforms, we're gonna use native protocols for each of them. Then we've got a powerful. So why it is powerful? And the answer is pretty straightforward, because it's open source, because it's an open source project, and because Red Hat is not the only company interested in this solution, meaning it we are not only a vendor who is developing Ansible. There are many different third parties which are uh, adding, developing our joint solution, which is Ansible. Then simple. We, as I said, we don't want to study too much. We would like to use it right away. And our current solutions are already quite simple, could be quite simple, can be quite simple. So that's why we should have the automation solution, which is rather simple than the complex one. And we would like to start right away, and Ansible is the answer here, because we don't need to study that many hours to be able to s- write a hello world script. We don't want to do that, which we really want to do some valuable things. And with Ansible, after let's say a few hours or maybe one day of training, you are really enabled to do valuable things. So that's why this technology is so popular. And the growth is impressive. So starting, I don't want to say start from the very beginning. I would like to start from 2.0 of Ansible engine. And this one shows how many changes in terms of different integration had happened over the time. So it was like from 500 to nearly 6,000 modules and plugins which we've got currently, and with in a very various different areas, which I will mention soon. So what actually we can do with Ansible, what we can automate? Basically, the answer is pretty easy. Almost everything you can touch with terminal, you can touch with a console, you can do with Ansible as well. So normally we start from the operating system area, but then going further and further and doing automation on the platform like virtual or cloud platforms, it's nothing really rare. It's actually something which is a quite common use case. Then when we talk about operating systems, we are not talking on about Linux systems only. We are talking about Windows as well. There is a huge potential here regarding uh, network, regarding security automation. We've got plenty different integrations, and most of them are coming from our vendors, from our certified partners, which I'm going to talk about a little bit more soon. So what makes platform? Actually, it's really there is a need to say it at the very beginning that the automation platform is fully based on open source projects. So as everything at Red Hat, we are based on open source projects, where Ansible is one of them. Because platform, it's not only just Ansible engine or Ansible controller or tower. We add a lot of different tools just to enable our customers to first of all create the automation, so develop new automation scripts, then operate it, and then finally consume it. So automation platform gives you all of those features or those possibilities. With automation platform, you can start from developing and end up with consuming your platform, your automation on the platform. So what's actually in underneath? Basically, the core and the fundamental of our solution is Ansible core, Ansible engine, Ansible base. Those are like three names for the same. So this language, which is, or actually an engine, which is responsible for doing the actual automation, understanding your script, and then starting it, doing it on your endpoints. Then we've got an Ansible controller, previously named as an Ansible tower. So this is the heart of everything. When we are talking about managing your automation at a scale, using your automation at a scale, you need a controller. You need to have like a one point of contact for the automation, the API, the airbag, and so on. This is built into this solution. Then we've got additional tools. Some of them are live on-prem, some of them can live in a cloud. And one more which I'm going to talk about today, which I'm going to mention today, is Automation Hub together with Ansible Content Collection and Certified Content. So we provide not only a platform, but we provide various different integrations which are already certified and supported. So this is really differentiator between automation platform and other maybe community projects where you don't have that kind of functionality. Then there are two more, like automation service catalog regarding consumption. If you would like to present your automation to the maybe non-technical people, maybe people who are or users who would like to just click on their service of choice and then order it. So automation service catalog is for you. Basically, you can present your automation to non-technical technical audience. And analytics. So if you would like to get to know what and how for how long and how many times you start your automation on which endpoints on with which modules integrations underneath, then analytics will give that data to you right away. So let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the engine. I said that this is simple, and that's basically it. You can see a fully qualified, fully ready to use Ansible playbook. Of course, it's quite easy. It has like three different tasks here, and it's responsible for, as you can see, starting the Apache server, installing the Apache server. But as you can see, also it's pretty straightforward, and it's human readable. And this is the core functionality, the core principle for Ansible playbooks. They need to be a human readable, so everyone can be an automation author. Anyone can do the automation within their own infrastructure, their own area of expertise. So that's the idea, to create automation script which is simple but powerful enough to do not only installation and start for this particular use case, but also able to fulfill different use cases because of the idempotency built into the playbook. So basically, if we just first of all start that playbook on the host, but after some time we would like to change only maybe and content in it, we don't need to create another playbook for that. We can use the same playbook, and Ansible will check, all right, I've got a newest version of my HTTPD, so I don't need to install it. But yes, the index, the content is different, so I will replace that, and so on and so forth. So working playbook, good playbook will be able to fulfill many different use cases, not only one which is the main one. That's why we've got this concept of infrastructure as a code, and this is something where Ansible fits very well because of number of features, number of functionalities it has built into the engine. Then the next is automation controller, and as I said, um, this is the heart of Ansible automation platform. This is the one point of contact for our automation inside the entire organization. Of course, we can have like a multiple controller clusters, multiple controllers, but to be short, to make it short and easier to understand, Ansible Automation Controller gives you two things, gives you UI and gives you API, which is even more important than the UI because it enables you to for the easy integration with your third-party systems, ITSM systems, maybe monitoring systems. If something goes wrong in your environment, you know that from the monitoring system. But then, if this is something which you can automate, the remediation for that, then you can just call automation controller to start particular automation task to remediate that. And it's then you've got a fully automated workflow. Then, of course, it's not the only thing like UI or API. Automation controller adds a lot of additional things like role-based access control. So you've got a full control over who has access to which part of your automation and so on. You've got a various different integrations with Git, with different platforms regarding, for example, inventory management, with credential stores regarding your credential management, with different log aggregators or notification systems. So everything here is delivered by, and more, of course, within Automation Controller. And one important concept, which actually is quite new, maybe not a new thing really in the community right now, because the developing and the idea started like 2 years ago or so. But right now it's actually living one, and one which is fully available for you, and you should be also aware of that. Uh, I mean Ansible Collections. So the Ansible Collections are the answer for the change in the Ansible project itself. So some time ago, like a few months ago, we just did a split between Ansible Engine, so this Ansible core, just Ansible package, you know from Linux perspective, and the content, which are modules, playbooks, roles, plugins. So right now with Ansible engine version 2.11 or 2.10, you get just an engine, but the content is part of different packages or are living in a different places. So the answer for that in automation platform is Automation Hub. So the place which is available online, where you can find certified and supported content collections for Ansible. So content collections in various different use cases, like content collections from Microsoft, content collections from CyberArk or F5. Those third parties, those partners are our certified partners. They delivers collections, and they are published here as a certified and supported content. But we also ship private automation hub. So if you would like to have a full control over your content inside Ansible, you are able to do that easily with private automation hub. You can install it in your data center next to automation controller and be able to synchronize every single collection, every single content from the Ansible perspective you want from different sources like Automation Hub Online or maybe Galaxy, or maybe your custom content. You can put it here as well and have a full control over it. So what are the strategic use cases for Ansible? And we've got some. With content we already provide with automation platform inside Automation Hub, we can mm, talk about uh, dedicated use cases or strategic use cases for automation platform. Here you've got a general ones. So the OS automation, platform automation, and underneath there are like a variety of choices, variety of platforms, variety of different operating systems. As I said previously, we do not concentrate only on Linux, or for sure not only on RHEL. Of course, Linux is one of the, let's say, first step for most of the customers, but we also ship already certified and supported content for Windows. So if you would like to automate your Windows machines with Ansible, you can do that easily, having an access to certified and supported content from Automation Hub. Then, when we are talking about platform, we think about virtual platforms like Red Hat virtualization, like VMware, maybe private clouds like OpenStack, or public clouds like AWS, Azure, or Google. You can automate them together as well with Ansible, and those are like a general use cases. And then we've got some more specific ones like a network or security. Those use cases actually consume like a 1/3 of all the integrations, all the modules which we already have inside Ansible automation platform, delivered as a modules, as a content collection. So it's a huge number of integrations. And basically speaking, Ansible right now becomes an automation standard for network. Why? Because of many different vendors are really interested in developing Ansible integrations, in developing their own modules, their own plugins, their own roles. So most of the time, you don't need to even write your own Ansible playbook because you already have a predefined role for certain use cases. So you can just grab it, put some parameters regarding your environment, which are specific to your environment, and then it will work. With security, Ansible becomes a glue between different parties, between different islands in the security landscape. So whenever something is triggered, for example, from some monitoring system or others, then you are able to act, for example, on your firewall system to make it more verbose, or to close some connection, maybe if this is needed. So Ansible can be a glue between different islands here in the security area as well. And if you would like to go further with your automation journey, I really encourage you to check our websites, our Ansible blog, our YouTube channels, our Ansible Fest content, which is also publicly available for everyone, just to check what is the current state of Ansible project, where the Ansible platform is going on. And also, if you would like to check it in your environment, maybe do some POCs or just evaluation, you are able to get it right away with just a one click from our evaluation web page, if you want to. So that's gonna be it from my side. Thank you very much, and have a good rest of the day.